It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you're actually keeping and reinvesting. Welcome to Money 101, episode number 2. I thought it would be awesome to kick off the series of financial independency, of about money management, investing, and all those different things. And really, I believe the strongest part of investing and actually towards financial independency is learning how to be frugal and learning how to keep your money without like spending so much money, basically, right? Reducing your expenses. That's the biggest thing, guys. Your balance sheet. I talked about this in the beginning of the season of this series, and I was talking about your balance sheet, right? And a lot of people's balance sheet is usually like this. These are their expenses and this is their income, and it usually tends to go something like this. Okay, it's not balanced very well, right? Because they have so many expenses. You want it to be either somewhere around here. Okay, you're going to make sure that the income you're getting, a good chunk of that money, you're actually keeping it and then reinvesting it. So the whole meaning of pretty sure you've heard of the saying, it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much you're keeping, and then a little bit further about that saying, how much you're reinvesting and how much you're keeping for the next generation to come. And the reason why I really want to start off with this topic is because, as you know, I make videos based on what I see around me, and then I'm able to record and give you the value back. So what I've been seeing recently is a couple of my friends who, I'm not gonna say who it is, but he knows him. He knows he does this too as well. But he was able to make because he resells shoes, right? That's what the hustle he does, his side hustle, and he was able to make a couple $1,000s last week, right? And then he bought $400 worth of like shirts and shoes, and he spends a lot of money eating out and all those different things. And it's not just him. It's a lot of people, different people. There are people who might be earning $90,000 a year, but they're still broke. Let me repeat that. There are people who are earning six figures, but they're still broke. How's that even possible? It's possible because their expenses are so high, right? They're trying to live up to this kind of lifestyle that's really always gonna keep them at pace, kind of always chasing the next paycheck for them to survive. And the whole point of financial independency is for you to get out of that rat race, right? To get out of that whole need of like, you need a paycheck to be able to survive the next month. You're gonna be able to slowly get yourself, like, this is the amount you need to survive for this month. And in the beginning, you might be right there and there, right? You might be like, the amount I make this month, it's gotta go back in the expenses, you know what I mean? But slowly, if you're saving money, if you're reinvesting your money, you're slowly getting away from that, right? You're slowly getting away from that. There's some people who they've gotten so far away from that, they don't have to worry about bills for the next 10 years, for the next 50 years, for the next generation. You see the whole beginning of that quote? How much are you saving in for the next generation? That's the whole point. And some of you guys might not want to like go that far, but it's pretty good for you to have that safety net where you don't have to worry about paying the next bill right then and there, which is a very big thing. So that's the whole point. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you're saving and reinvesting. Now, one of the rules that I've been able to see that works for me is the number one thing you want to do is get down on that balance sheet and take care of those expenses that have to be paid for. I'm talking about if you have things like rent, if you have like, you got to pay for your phone bill, you got to, like things that you actually need. Like, not things that you want. I'm not talking about that you want to go out and eat. No, that's a want, right? I'm not talking about you wanting to go get new shoes. That's a want. I'm talking about the things that you actually really need, like your gas payments, right? The different things like that. And you got to put that in a category of things, expenses that you must pay no matter what. And then now, let's say for example, you make $2,000 this month and you have expenses of about $800, right? That leaves you with the extra money on the other end. Now you got to decide like, okay, you know what? Instead of what most people usually do is they see like, whoa, I got an extra $1,200 in the bank this month. I'm gonna go buy something. I'm gonna spend some money on myself, right? You see, I'm doing that Birdman shake right here, because most people usually do that. They wanna show off they're making money, so they end up showing off they're making money. And the thing is, that the reason why this is a trap is because that job you have or that stream of income you have is not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed it's gonna be there forever. Nothing is guaranteed it's gonna be. Nothing's guaranteed. Even if your business makes $1 million a year, it can go out the next year. We've had a lot of multi-billion-dollar businesses get hammered by the growth of technology. It's the same thing can happen to your business if you're not staying in it. So that's why you got to make sure that you have that plan of where you're slowly getting further and further away from the next bill. okay? And you want to get further, like, you don't have to, like, and guys, by the way, don't go 0 to 100 real quick. Don't be like, man, I want to have $1 million so I don't have to worry about paying bills for the next 1 year. That's a huge mistake people make. What you want to do is just focus on, right now, I'm right here. I got to pay the bills that I need to pay for this month. Okay, then, that's perfectly fine. There's no problem with that. I'm not talking about where you are right now. I'm talking about where you want to be in the next couple of years. So then you focus on, you know what, I'm right here, but you know what, in 3 months from now, I want to be right here. I want to have 2 months of bills taken care of. Those expenses that I know I need to pay for each and every month, they're always going to be there, okay, for me to survive. Okay, you see what I'm saying? And you're gonna slowly get further and further and further away. And you know the magical thing that happens when you don't have to worry about your bills for a year? You're able to invest. You're able to take certain risks that most people usually can't take. Okay? You're able to have a little bit wider, your eyes open up to different ways you can be able to have your money work for you. You know? It's not just about just saving that money. I'm not saying just stash that money and don't go out and like, no. Take that money and reinvest it. And here's a rule to have when it comes to reinvesting. We're going to talk about that in the next episode, okay? The episode got a little bit long. We'll talk about the different type of investments. I'm talking about low risk, medium risk, and high risk. Wait, low risk, medium risk, and then high risk, right? You go like that, like a ladder. And then we'll talk about how you can be able to divide different things like that. So this is kind of like an introduction to one of the core things that you want to focus on towards financial independency, or in general, managing your money in the right way. Even if your goal is not to make $1 million or $1 billion, it's still good to not have to worry about paying bills every month. Instead, worry every 3 months or every 6 months or every year. You know, you can slowly be able to build up there. And by the way, in this video, I did not tell you have to make $1 million to do that. I just told you, whatever money you're making right now, be careful that you're not focused on just always spending, okay? By the way, you can look at people like Warren Buffett. He talks about this all the time. He's a billionaire and he's concerned where a dollar is spent. Most people don't even care where a dollar is spent. They don't care where 50 cents go. Like, I know where my money is going and where it's not going. That's very, very important. So that's why you got to balance your sheets and make sure you focus on the whole less spending, okay, and more saving and more reinvesting. Anyway, that's what I got for the first episode. I kind of tingle a little bit into towards what we're going to be talking about in the future later. I know there's a lot of different questions about different ways to invest, but we'll get there. I'm also learning how to do this. As I mentioned, I observe, I experience, I learn, then I share, okay? And I learn from you guys too as well. You know, there's a person who inboxed me who does FX trading. I do some trading there too as well. So we'll talk about that later. Thanks for watching the video. And as always, like, subscribe, share, and make sure to focus on not just spending money, but saving and reinvesting. Peace out. Close.